Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
I started as an absolute beginner and it skyrocketed really, really quickly, and I'm so thrilled with the results. But I started with very little funds to get going after COVID years. We didn't have many savings left after needing to use them for COVID, times when we weren't working. And really, I just don't have the cash flow to continue and to grow to the levels that it can grow and the levels it deserves. Yeah, I'm really sad to sell, but I'm really happy to help the buyer move forward. I've got other products in mind. I've got some sketches. I've got an amazing manufacturer. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I wouldn't be selling, but I think it deserves to be taken to the next level and go all the way it deserves to.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
Instead of holding on to it. I started in 2020 and it was just at the beginning of COVID. Once I did my training program, and really I got started with the bare minimum of cash injection, never realizing it would become so huge. It skyrocketed from literally day one and became incredibly popular and was in the top 50 and has remained there pretty much ever since. So it became a home run very quickly. And I never really realised the amount of cash flow I would need. So it is actually with a heavy heart that I'm selling it. It's my baby and I love it and it's got so much room to grow. And I don't have the cash flow, unfortunately, to take it to the new dizzy heights that it deserves as one of these home run, top of the niche products. But it would be exciting to see a buyer take it to the levels that it truly deserves. But if I'm really honest, if I won the lottery tomorrow or had an injection of cash, I wouldn't be selling it. It's an amazing brand and it's got so much room to grow. I've got lots of other ideas and sketches and already worked with a manufacturer on one idea that could really grow the brand. I'm happy to potentially work with the buyer on those ideas too. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm selling at this moment when it's doing so well.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
This is the beauty of this business model. It's very, very light on hours per week. Obviously, when I'm reshooting photographs or video or making some changes to upgrade the copy, then there's a few more hours. But on the whole, it's a maximum of 4 hours a week. I literally do daily checks of my sales. I check in every day to see if there's any customer comments or questions, which there never is, apart from wonderful 5-star reviews that pop in many days of the week. And yeah, it's very, very light on time. It can run itself. You can check in at any point during the day. And 4 hours is really maximum per week when there isn't any other work being done on the listing.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
I think if I was keeping the business and I had the cash flow to grow it, which unfortunately I don't at this point, I would definitely take it to Europe. I would definitely take it to the UK As you can hear, I'm from the UK, but I started just in the USA. I'd take it to Canada, potentially Australia, mainly the English-speaking countries to start with. I would also increase the inventory available, potentially add another colour. I have some amazing ideas for adding other products to the brand. I would have loved to have added more and grown the business, and also just keep on optimizing. I know through A/B testing that optimizing is very, very powerful. My background is in design and photo shoots and video production, so I love to keep on top of the trends and make sure my photo shoots and my images are all looking the best in the niche. I do that for other clients as well. Yeah, they're the main points that I would grow the business.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
I think the biggest risk really is an obvious one, which is competition. I never really went in thinking I could be pretty much the top of the niche as far as design was concerned, but it's been wonderful. Well, it's a double-edged sword of competitors trying to copy and using my images in the early months. A lot of Chinese competitors wanted to use my copy, my listing, my images, and I had to fight to stop that. And it's now all stopped. So I think that was the biggest risk. I think speaking to some other huge sellers up in the 20 millions, they all say if you've got a wonderful product, it's part and parcel. If you're in the top 50 or the top 100, it's a risk you take. You're very visible. They're wanting to copy you. So really that's it. But I think I've managed to stay on top of that. I got over the rocky part, which was difficult in the early months as a new seller, and I fought hard, and it's been smooth since. So some of the big sellers tell me that they went through exactly the same with their top products, and once you get through that, you're through it, really. So I think that's it. I can't think of any other risks. It's just keeping on top of the design, keeping your photos, your listing optimized, as I've just said, and that's it, really.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I'm more than happy to work with a new buyer and be a great support. It's a little bit different, but in the past we've had Airbnbs that were a huge success. And when we sold in many years ago, I held hands with the buyer and spent many hours going through the ins and outs of how to look after that business and what we do to stand tall, what we do to stay ahead of the trends. And this is very similar. I'd be more than happy to work with the buyer on everything I do to make this special and the ins and outs of how it's been running the past few months. I would also be more than happy to discuss on a separate note any designs going forward or any way I could help in the business. I love it, and I'd be sad to see it go. But yeah, of course, I'd be more than happy to be a great support because I want this to succeed and I want it to go to the right buyer who wants the same things as well.
Got it. And regarding the sale of the business, would you agree to a non-compete?
Yes, of course, I will completely commit to the non-compete clause. I completely understand the importance of that. I wouldn't dream of trying to launch another product in the same niche or in the same design, the same kind of product. I've shared amazing designs and ideas with huge companies in the past, and they went ahead and did them without me because I was younger and didn't have the knowledge of how to protect myself. So I completely respect and understand that it's just not an option to go there with new designs. Of course, respect that. And if I ever launch again, it would be a completely different product in a different niche.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
I think because of the lower value of the business, I would prefer just a complete buy without an earn-out structure involved.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
There are many reasons why I think this is a great brand and product to buy. I think there is so much room for growth. It's literally just started. It had a slowdown because of the competition, but that's because it was such an amazing, desirable brand. And I think there's just the amount of room for growth. And also, it's just such a great product, great manufacturers, so little time to run this. It's actually got a lot more potential. Normal months are more like 6K plus. But obviously the value's been brought down because of the 5 months I had problems with the Chinese sellers and brand registry, which is all now sorted. So it's got huge potential to earn so much more. I think it's just a great brand to buy into.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.